Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to All Things Agroecology. If you're new to this channel, which all of you are at the time of posting this video, this is a channel where we will be discussing issues to do with agroecology, relating to agroecology or affecting agroecology, and what it is that it really entails. For this reason, I thought it wise not to just delve into the deeper issues of agroecology without us discussing what agroecology really is, or what it really does mean when you talk about agroecology. So currently when you attend conferences that address climate justice, climate change, environmental issues, things to do with food sovereignty in terms of production, if they are talking about all these elements and bringing in the issue of sustainability, then the buzzword around these topics is agroecology. But really, what is agroecology? Over the years, there has been very many terms that have come into play where people address sustainability issues to do with the topics that I have mentioned using different terms. You'd hear people talk about organic farming, you'd hear people talk about permaculture, you'd hear people talk about biointensive farming. You'd hear what else rings a bell when you are talking about sustainability, issues to do with agroforestry. All of these are brought together wholesomely into this umbrella term that is called agroecology. But then agroecology, if you really want to look at it keenly, it may have different textbook definitions, but really for it as a concept or as a practice, it integrates ecological principles, traditional knowledge, and local farmer innovations to create a sustainable food system. So for this aspect, what we are looking at is everything around food production. But when we are looking at all these things, we look at how it integrates with everything around the environment. Now, with agroecological practices, what you are essentially trying to do is create a circular system where you do not necessarily have to introduce foreign things within the system. For example, if you're growing crops, you don't necessarily need to go and buy synthetic fertilizer and bring it into the farm. You're not going to buy synthetic herbicides or pesticides and bring them into the system, but you are integrating natural environmental elements that are able to address the concerns within that very specific system. So for example, if it's anything to do with the fertility of the soil, which has very different components, because you'll be talking about texture, structure, and all that, and even organic matter within the soil. So all of these things, if you want to ensure soil fertility, then you are introducing practices that will ensure that the soil is fertile. So for example, because of the conventional type of farming, which is different to principles of agroecology, if you are going to till the land, you are not going to use heavy machinery onto your farm, which would essentially compact the soil and create a hard pan, which in the long run prevents root systems healthy growth. So what are you trying to do? Practice issues to do with minimum tillage, for example, which goes to protect the soil and also ensuring that the environment within the soil structure also harbors natural organisms that can be able to ensure soil fertility. Now, this means if you are intending to have fertilizer within the soil, then you are not going outside to buy synthetic fertilizer, but you are making your own manures, be it compost, be it farmyard, or be it any other kind of manure that is natural and that will help the soil become healthy. One thing you will get to realize is that with agroecology, what you're trying to do as well as a very key component is ensuring you have healthy soils. And with healthy soils, every other thing now grows from the soil. So what are some of the characteristics of agroecology? One of the things that you would be realizing in agroecology is that this practice is ecological, just from the name agroecology. So talking about eco. So with ecological, it means that it enhances biodiversity, improves soil fertility, and reduces reliance on synthetic inputs. Another key characteristic, number 2, it is cultural. And why is it cultural? Is that it incorporates indigenous and local knowledge. Yeah, so this indigenous and local knowledge is very key, especially in terms of ensuring a healthy system really does exist, because even before the agrarian revolution, where we got to have like this intensive kind of farming, you'd realize that there was a sustainable system that existed, and with the practices that were there, it ensured that a lot of especially rural farms were very, very healthy. So you can never run away from the cultural aspects. And another characteristic is that agroecology is social. It is social in this sense that it empowers farmers, especially smallholders, women, and youth. Another thing is that it is economic. It means that it promotes local markets and community resilience. Number 5, it is political, where it advocates for food sovereignty. So whenever you're talking about agroecology, you will always have to bring about the aspect of policy advocacy, because a lot of these things are also controlled from the political standpoint. So even with organizations and farmers and stakeholders within this sector, the push is to have governments recognize these efforts and not necessarily to claw back on the gains by promoting conventional kind of farming throughout. So what kind of elements are there within the agroecology system? So these are 10, and you can call them principles of agroecology. One of them is that it has diversity. Number 2, co-creation and sharing of knowledge. Number 3, discusses issues to do with synergy. Number 4, it has elements of efficiency. Number 5, resilience, because again, without resilience, there's no, this is a very key principle. Without resilience, then what is it in it for us to promote agroecology? Number 6, recycling. Remember when I was talking about the need to not introduce new or foreign elements within a system, it means that whatever is there, you are recycling back into the systems. Number 7, human and social values. Number 8, culture and food traditions. Number 9, responsible governance. And then number 10, circular and solidarity economy. So what are some of these practices that are there? And I know with all of this, some of you who are watching this, you realize that it is some of the things that you have known about, especially from school, and also even from your interaction with farmers, wherever you're working, those people who are doing projects around agroecology. These are the things that we all know. So examples of agroecological principles, or not principles really, but practices include intercropping and crop rotation. Number 2, agroforestry and mixed farming, composting and use of natural fertilizers, community seed saving and traditional seed systems, integrated pest management, using natural predators, for example, but many other aspects of IPM, just to name a few. But I think from the ones that we have listed, it gives you a glimpse, or what you would ideally look into and say that yes, this is a principle, not really a principle, but a practice in agroecology, even things to do with mulching, for example. And then within the African context, which will mark a lot of the things that we'll be discussing within this channel, it will be about agroecology, and especially in the African context. So within Africa, there are various organizations that champion issues to do with agroecology. And I'll name just a few. We have some network organizations such as the African Biodiversity Network. We have the Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Africa, that's AFSA. Then we have BioVision Africa Trust. We have Pelham Association. We have Hand in Hand Eastern Africa. We have Seed Savers Network. We have Tabio in Tanzania, and many others. You can include some of them within the list. And even for you, if you're working in an organization that promotes agroecology, then let us know within the comment section, or share this video widely within your sphere, and mention your organization and what you do. And with that, I think we have an idea about agroecology for a start. For those who are deeper and deeper into agroecology, this is not exhaustive. If I have missed out on something that is very important or crucial, feel free to mention it. And as you share this video widely, then many other people will get to see and know, even for your organizations, what you are doing to promote agroecology, right? Yes, I think in the next video we will be looking at something more about agroecology, and it was good that we had a fine start in this video. So until the next time, I hope that you will be fine and doing everything agroecologically. Bye.